자유천이고 숭고한 하늘빛깔 순결의 백합 산하고 빛난 정신 이어가도다 고대양 육대주와 천주까지도 억만세태 평성대 길이 빛내세 평화천이고 순정의 기쁨이 떠 천년한 날에 영생의 이상향을 나타내도다 고대양 육대주와 천주까지도 억만세태 평성대 길이 빛내세 통일천이고 사계절 휘날리는 천일국 깃발 천진 천부모님 소망하도다 고대양 육대주와 천주까지도 억만세태 평성대 길이 빛내세 행복천이고
Today is the 13th day of the 6th month in the 9th year of Channel Group, July 22, 2021. To begin our day, let's offer our respect and gratitude to our Heavenly Parent and true parents of heaven, earth, and all humankind. 천지인 참부모님께 경배. 바로 가중맹세.
가정맹세 1. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상천국과 천상천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과 황족권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주 대가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참 부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정 문화 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 천일국 주인 우리 가정은 참 사랑을 중심하고 천일국 시대를 맞이하여 절대 신앙, 절대 사랑, 절대 복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
To lead us to our opening prayer, I request the FWPU Bacolod Coordinator and the newly ordained pastor. Let's welcome Pastor Stephen Himay.
Good morning po. Marinig ako? Marinig?
Yes po, yes.
Okay. So let's pray. There is loving heavenly parents, victorious true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. For this moment, once again, we invite your divine presence that we always be with us. We thank you, loving heavenly parents, that all of us to this day can give us an extension in our life to once again to breathe this air and also can feel the sun that can really shine with us. Thank you, heavenly parents, for all the blessing that we receive. Heavenly parents, before anything else, we want to ask and pray to you for the protection of our true mother, that protect our true mother's health, that also our true mother can stay no longer here on earth, and for the success of our true mother's activities throughout the world, and it can bring victorious without fear. Loving heavenly parents as well, protect all our leaders throughout the world, all the Chumbo family, the Blessed Central family, and all the members of Unification Church. Protect them and guide them, loving heavenly parents. Loving heavenly parents, we ask and pray to you that you always be with us and guide each and every one of us, especially to our brothers and sisters who really work so much in the front line. Loving heavenly parents, allow our self-loving heavenly parents to understand your heart, especially the sorrowful of heart of your heavenly parents, so that you can able to understand more deeply the principle and this providence of restoration and how we can bring victorious to you, heavenly parents, as well to our true parents, especially in this golden era that our true mother have a sleepless night, that our true mother that can bring victorious to our heavenly parents, our true mother in spite of his old age, but still stand in the front line. Please guide each every one of us to understand more deeply the heart of our true parents and guide each every one of us and how we can really able to fulfill our portion of responsibility. We know, loving heavenly parent, that in each every one of us we have a Jordan River to cross, loving heavenly parents. We pray to you in spite of these circumstances and difficulties. We cannot stand still, that we must to cross in order and can bring and to go to the Canaan, to the promised land. I pray to you and each every one of us, we can determine how we can inherit the heart of our true parents, the love of our true parents, the determination of our true parents, and the conviction of our true parents, and how we can bring victorious to you, heavenly parents. Heavenly parents, we pray to you and each one of us to this day to listen once again the words of you to our President Leo Angelo Halog being Heavenly Parents, as your instrument, as your mouthpiece, to convey your words with us, that once again, to inspire with us, to give, energize, and give power in every spirit that they can really listen these words. Thank you for our President. Hope and pray to you can stay no longer here on earth. Protect her health, his health-loving Heavenly Parents, that can continue to give guidance in each and every one of us every day. Heavenly Parents, we pray to you that you guide each and every one of us always. Share a blessing with us and how we can determine ourselves to bring victorious, to fulfill our portion of responsibility every day, in spite of this pandemic loving Heavenly Parents. But we thank also in this pandemic can be used so that we can really see in each other, even though we are far away. And through this morning devotion, to give every day a vaccine to protect our spiritual life as well our physical body, loving Heavenly Parents. Please guide each and every one of us, share a blessing with us to open our heart and mind to listen these words in order we can really gain victories. Please guide it. Once again, we pray to you, and also we offer this prayer to our brothers and sisters, and and also loving Heavenly Parents. To this day, we hope and pray that they can be able to understand more deeply your heart and love. All these things I will report in my name, Stephen Himay, Blessed Central Family, Honor Chogo, Aju.
Adu. Brothers and sisters, let's have our unison prayer. Adu. Adu. Once again, thank you so much to our pastor for the opening prayer, Pastor Stephen Himay. Welcome everyone to our morning devotion. Welcome everyone for this wonderful morning. To begin, let's welcome to read our Hondoke reading, Sir Pipit Esgra.
Good morning, brothers and sisters. Mother of Peace, a memoir by Hak Jahan Moon. Chapter 6, Creating the Road to One World, continuation. We settled in at the puny guest hall, and the next day, in accord with our lifelong tradition, we arose early in the morning and prayed. If there were surveillance cameras in our room, all those prayers crying out for the unification of the Korean peninsula were recorded. That day and the next, we were given a tour of Pyongyang. Our meeting with a group of major North Korean government leaders at the Mansudae Assembly Hall on the third day of our stay has become a legend in North Korea. My husband and I knew that to speak for God and against the government's Juche ideology in North Korea could be grounds for execution. But we were resolved to risk death for the sake of peace and unification. Let it go on record. Standing in the heart of North Korea, Father Moon denounced Juche thought and the Juche kingdom. He said loudly and clearly, the unification of North and South Korea cannot come based on Chairman Kim Il-sung's Juche thought. North and South Korea can be unified peacefully, and Korea can become the nation that can lead the whole world only through the God-centered ideology and headwind thought of unificationism. Furthermore, he refuted their propagandist posture that the Korean War started with the South invading the North. By the end of his speech, Father Moon admonished them. How can you call yourselves leaders? You cannot even control your own sex organs. The North Koreans were taken entirely by surprise. Their security personnel were anticipating the signal to rush in with guns drawn. Even though they to some degree knew what Father Moon was planning to say, our members accompanying us broke out in a cold sweat. I had toured the whole world with my husband and we had met the leaders of many nations, but nowhere did we have to maintain courageous determination and serious resolve comparable to that day in Pyongyang. Father Moon's speech went far past the schedule for lunch and everyone ate at separate tables in dead silence. Many thought that the chances of meeting Chairman Kim had just evaporated. My husband said it didn't matter. He had said what he came to say. On the sixth day, Chairman Kim sent 2 helicopters to transport us to Cheongju, Father Moon's hometown. As Chairman Kim had instructed, highway crews had newly paved the little road to my husband's boyhood home, set up dignified tombstones and planted turf at the graves of his parents. They even had painted and decorated the house where Father Moon was born and spread sand on the earthen floor and yard. We visited parents' tombs and offered flowers. I gazed at the sky in the direction of Anju, my hometown 18 miles away. Is the old house that embraced me so snugly still standing there? Is corn growing in the backyard fields these days? Where is my maternal grandfather's grave? I was curious about everything, but I held it inside. We had come to meet with Chairman Kim Il-sung on behalf of our heavenly parent and to shape the future of our homeland. We had come for the sake of the nation and world. I could not entertain my personal feelings in light of that historic summons. I was there so that the day would come when all Koreans and all peoples will be free to visit their hometowns. It was on the seventh day that we finally met Chairman Kim. As we entered the chairman's white stone official residence in Majeon, Hamgyeongnam province, he was waiting for us. Without regard to protocol, my husband greeted Chairman Kim as if he were old friends, and Chairman Kim reciprocated, and we all took a deep breath as the two joyfully embraced each other. Chairman Kim, seeing me in a traditional Korean dress, politely gave his welcome. The first order of business was lunch, and while we ate, we began our conversation by unreservedly sharing small talk about such things as hunting and fishing. Gradually, Father Moon and I introduced our current activities, including the World Culture and Sports Festival planned for the coming August. Hearing that it would include a blessing ceremony for 30,000 couples from around the world, Chairman Kim offered the Myeongsasimni Beach in North Korea's beautiful Wonsan district, where the Sweet Briar is beautiful, as its venue. He also promised to open the port of Wonsan to transport all the couples to that site. Then all of a sudden, there were so many things to talk about. The conversation took an energy of its own and continued far beyond its scheduled closure. My husband embraced his enemy, whom he had been preparing for decades to meet with deep and intense love. Chairman Kim was impressed by our sincerity and accepted our proposals in a bright manner throughout the meeting. At that time, visitors from the free world visited North Korea at the risk of their lives. Communists hate religion, and my husband and I were co-founders of a religion. In addition to that, we were leaders of a global movement to end communism. Our trip to North Korea was not for the sake of joint economic ventures. We didn't go with a duplicitous motive, feigning interest in North Korea's benefit while actually being out there for our own benefit. Such is typical of the political world, but that was not on our minds. For the sake of genuinely following the providential will, we went only with the heart of God to enlighten and lovingly embrace the communist leaders and open the way for genuine unification. We entered that land relying only on God and advised its supreme leader to receive heaven's decree. Adieu.
Thank you so much, Sir Pipit Esgra. Once again, good morning, everyone. Let's give our hands to our Heavenly Parent and true parents. Yes, good morning po sa lahat. Thank you so much for joining our morning devotion this morning. Now, let's welcome to give his 10 points of gratitude. Let's welcome Mr. Hanjin Kachi Himay.
Hello, good morning to Heavenly Parents, true parents. Good morning to our sisters. Good morning to all the leaders and our brothers and sisters. Yes, good morning. I just share screen. So once again, good morning. And this is my 10 points of gratitude, or sometimes I call this my life points of like 10 life points of gratitude at the same time. And since yeah, I was given a short amount of time, so I will really do my best to shorten my um shorten this as possible. So yes, number one. I'm so thankful and grateful to our heavenly parents and true parents. Because of our heavenly parents and true parents, first of all, I am here. Because of heavenly parents and true parents, my parents were received the greatest blessing in their life. Yeah, and that is the blessing, and I am born, and yeah, my siblings were born. And because of heavenly parents, true parents, we have the principle, and we know the truth at the same time. Especially so thankful and grateful to our heavenly parents that really worked so hard and endured many sufferings and pain for 6,000 years until our true parents inherit that kind of heart. And because of our true parents' hard work and dedication and foundation at the same time, yes, my parents were restored, my parents received the blessing at the same time, and I am here because of them, because of their first foundation. That's why I really am so thankful and grateful for them each and every day, actually. Number two, I'm so thankful and grateful to my beloved parents, my mother Jocelyn Himay and my father Stephen Himay. I'm so thankful and grateful for them because of their education, because of their dedication and hard work to raise us up as good children of heaven, not just good children of this earth, not just good children of the world, but really a good children for our heavenly parents and true parents. Because of their strict education, very strict education that I rebel most of the time when I was young. I rebel even against heavenly parents to parents. I began to hate heavenly parents to parents. I began to hate my parents, but because of their continuous education, continuous reminders, continuous strict education for us, I began to realize my purpose here on earth at the same time. That's why, despite working, doing mission at the same time, they still, we still survive. That's why until now, I'm really, really, I'm so thankful and grateful to the hard work of my parents. Next, number three, I'm so grateful and thankful to my siblings. Without my siblings, I think I am not here, because actually the one who pushed me to do mission, the one who pushed me to experience fundraising, especially, or witnessing, is really my siblings. Because my younger sister Hannah, she's the one who joined YLT first, and then she inspired my parents because of her experience in mission. And then she also told me about YLT, and then yeah, actually I really don't want to do fundraising, especially. Every year I always told my parents that I don't want to do fundraising, ma. I don't want to do fundraising, ma. Something like that one. And my parents just like, okay, okay, okay. I don't want to, until I reach college level, and then I still say to my parents that, ma, is it okay when I do fundraising? Because every time I saw members going inside the house, they're so sweaty, they're so tired, like I feel scared, like I will experience that kind of thing, something like that one. Because I always told my parents I don't want to do mission, I don't want to do fundraising. Witnessing, I think it's okay, ma, witnessing, I can do, but fundraising, no, 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 like that one. But my sisters challenged me, really. My sisters challenged me, and it challenged my pride as an elder brother that my younger sister can do this one, and then my older sister can do this one at the same time, because my grandparents always telling me as a man, as an only boy in the family, I need to stand up like that. So it's like it get reflected to me. So okay, I will join YLT. Okay, so I went to YLT, and I will prove to my sisters, that I will be victorious, that I can overcome fundraising and overcome mission at the same time. That's why, yes, I'm so thankful and grateful for them, because of how they push me in a very unique way at the same time. Not they didn't push me through positive words, but they push me through taunting, something like that one. So I'm so thankful and grateful for them. Number four, I'm so thankful and grateful to our leaders. I'm so sorry I cannot put all the leaders in the picture, only this one, because I'm also in a hurry last night in making this. Yeah, I'm so thankful and grateful to all the leaders really that guided us, that also protected us at the same time, that they really put their absolute dedication, absolute faith, love, and obedience towards heavenly parents to nurture us to become a better person, to nurture us to become much more closer to heavenly parents and to parents, to nurture us to become an ideal children that our beloved true Father that longed for before, since before, like that one. That's why leader, I'm really so thankful, grateful to the leaders, and this is all. I really learned a lot of things from them at the same time. And one thing for me that I realized because of following the leaders, obeying the leaders, and absorbing the guidance at the same time is really, for me, all the leaders around the world, they are good. It just depends on how we absorb it, how we absorb the positivity of a leader at the same time. Every leader can help us. That's what I realized. All leaders can help us. It's just how we absorb the positivity and how we stay positive at the same time. And that is really what I learned to all the leaders. And then number five, I'm so thankful and grateful to YLT family. That, yeah, until now I'm still here in YLT. Yeah, because of YLT, I experienced many kinds of things. I experienced unique things that I never expect in my life that I could experience it, like performing in front of True Mother, and then performing in front of VIPs, and yeah, mission at the same time, going to different places at the same time, and I have experienced a lot of things like good and bad, being at the very high class and until experiencing the lowest class at the same time in life. Yeah, because of YLT, because of the YLT family, I learned all those kind of things. I'm so thankful and grateful for each and everyone in YLT until now. Number 6, yes, mission. One of my most beloved part of my life is mission until now. Because of mission, I totally grew. I don't know. I don't know if I really grew, but maybe I grew. Yeah, because for me, I don't want to proclaim I grew, but if other people say I grew, then okay, I will believe on that person. Yes, so this is my experience in fundraising. Yeah, in fundraising, witnessing, even traveling. At the same time, we look so tired here, and at the same time we had some fun like that one. So because of mission, I got to discover also more about myself, that before I just stay in the house playing computer games, parents get angry to me, and then the same routine in the morning, despite in high school until college level, I am still the same. Like there's no difference. My routine is still the same. And then, but because of the mission, I really realized also many kinds of things, that there's a lot of things that is much more important than what I am doing at that moment, like that one. And then there's a lot of things that needs me. There's a lot of human beings that needs us, especially young people that could inspire us at the same time. That's why experiencing mission, witnessing fundraising, service projects, and other missions at the same time that we have here in Wild TV. I really cherished everything because of those. I got to see many changes, especially talking in front of the people. I don't know if some of you believe me or not, but actually I really am so shy, and I really don't talk too much. And then I just stayed inside the house. Sunday service, I always told my parents to stay in the house. I don't want to go out in Sunday service. After Sunday service, I told my parents I want to go back home immediately after Sunday service, or even just after prayer. I don't want to say hi or so to give thanks to the people in the church, like that one. I'm that kind of a person, but because of mission, just like what I told earlier, because of mission, I became shameless, but shameless for heavenly parents and true parents, not shameless in a negative way. And number 7, becoming a staff. After a while, team, so thankful and grateful, I've given an opportunity to further enhance my training, to further know more about myself at the same time. And because if the harder the training, the better I will become. That's what I believe, actually, just because of what True Father said, that we need to crawl for us to reach the top, not to go up, but to go down instead, like that one. That's my mind. That became my mindset, that I need to experience more training. I need to experience more hardship at the same time. Despite even until now, I'm sometimes I'm at the brink of giving up, but because of the training, because of the mission, at the same time, because of realizing also the value of life, I began to realize that I need to grow. How can I become an ideal person if I don't experience hardship? How can I experience God's heart? How can I experience True Father's heart if I cannot even experience even just 10%, 50% of His experience at the same time? And that is also one of the reasons why it became staff, for me to experience more about parental heart. Really, that's why these are the members that I've handled during my captainship. Yeah, I'm so thankful and grateful for them, that they really made me grow. It's not me that grow because of the training or because of becoming a staff, but they are the one. These members are the one. They are the one who made me grow. They mold me. They shaped me at the same time. And next. Number 8, I'm so thankful and grateful for me being accepted in UTS America. I just got a message. Actually, I'm so surprised in this one because I just received the message out of nowhere. And then what? I got accepted, but I didn't even finish yet my form. I didn't even finish yet my application. And then Sir Boyd told me that he is waiting for my recommendation letter. And actually, until now, I didn't finish yet my recommendation letters because of how busy my schedule is at the same time. And I told him, I'm truly sorry, Sir Boyd, because I am I'm in the front line right now, and then I might be late in passing the forms, but actually I'm so interested. I'm really interested in studying in UTS. That's why I'm so thankful and grateful that I got accepted despite not passing everything. And then they even provided my application fee in they provided my application fee, $30 application fee in applying for UTS. That's why I really am so thankful and grateful for such event such as this at the same time. And yeah, this September is the start of my class, and right now I'm also in the middle of processing my scholarship in UTS because yeah, I cannot afford. But I'm in the middle of processing my scholarship and also once again visa. And number 9, I am so thankful and grateful for my current mission right now to my 40 days condition, 40 days fundraising condition with the new members and veteran members like that one. So so thankful and grateful for them that I got to experience. Actually, this is my first time handling 40 days condition like me as a central figure, and it is very challenging at the same time, especially I got to when the member is paid, when the member is sick, seeing the members doing frontline mission and then seeing the members suffering, struggling in the front line. I feel like I want to let them stop. Okay, stop, you can go back inside the van, rest and then clear out your mind. Okay, but even despite like that, I cannot do it because I always remember how our Father educated the members before, how they became so faithful, how they became so dedicated towards Heavenly Parents because of the education of our Father. That's why it is really painful to push them, but I need to push them at the same time each and every day. Yeah, I need to push them, and then seeing them like seeing them suffering like that one. I because I don't know, like it is so clear as water, their faces when they go back in the van like that one. That's why I push them so that we can keep our promise to Heavenly Parents, true parents, but at the same time I'm so worried about them. That's why here in this mission I really trained myself to be strong, in heart and mentally at the same time, to continuously educate them like that one, to continuously educate them. So this time I really felt the heart of my parents at the same time, how my parents push us despite us having a bad day, having a bad heart, but my parents continuously push us to do our responsibility at home, something like that one. And also to RYF, I'm so thankful and grateful that I for being the head registration of RYF, despite leading at the same time in fundraising condition, and also processing my UTS. I don't want to complain because I always remember that if I complain, I will just make Heavenly Parents sad. So I need to overcome this at the same time. So I really need to overcome this, and then I'm just waiting. I'm sure blessing will really come at the same time. But I need to overcome this. That's why I'm so thankful and grateful to my current mission right now. And lastly, I'm so thankful and grateful to all creation, to all things, to the nature, to the food, even to the clothes we wear, like the one, to the umbrella we use that protected us, to the items we use in fundraising that represents restoration, to the items that we use, and to the money we receive that represents all creation, restoration of all creation. At the same time, I really am so thankful and grateful for all those things that because of that we are alive at the same time. We can still sustain our living, and then and even grow because of those things, and even refreshes our mind, and then get to bond with each other, especially with nature. That's why I get to value nature actually in YLT, because before YLT I'm not sure. I don't really like going to mountains or something. I just want to stay at home and play computer game. But because of YLT, at the same time, I get to value nature, how beautiful nature is, how beautiful creation is, how beautiful God's creation is, and how we can harvest energy, and how we can get so much energy from God's creation. So I really am so thankful and grateful for that one. And then, yes, that's all about my 10 points. That's all about my 10 points of appreciation, or 10 points of my gratitude. Hopefully, everyone enjoyed listening. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much. We greatly appreciated your 10 points of gratitude, our second gen and our future leader, Mr. Hanjin Kachi Himay. Surely, sometimes morning devotion was really wonderful. We been co-hosting with the family, no. So another from Himay family who will offer, who will give us a beautiful offering song. Surely this is a family morning devotion. Let's welcome to give her offering song, Miss Son Hannah Himay. A round of applause, please.
Good morning, Heavenly Parents and True Parents. Good morning, leaders. Good morning, blessed families and brothers and sisters. All those days watching from the windows, all those years outside looking in, all the time never ever knowing just how blind I've been. Now I'm here blinking in the starlight. Now I'm here, suddenly I see. Standing here, so clear, I'm where I'm meant to be. And unless I see the light, and it's like the fog has lifted. And unless I see the light, and it's like the sky is new. And it's warm and real and bright, and the world has somehow shifted. All at once, everything looks different now that I see you.
Wow, thank you so much. Miss Son Hannah Himay, our second gen here in Bacolod, one of our leaders also, young leaders. Once again, let's give a virtual round of applause to our Miss Son Hannah Himay. And now, I know we are all prepared to receive our internal guidance this morning to give us once again our life spirit. No, this morning, let's give a round of applause to our very energetic, our national leader. Round of applause, please, to our Reverend Leo Angelo Halog.
Thank you very much to our regional leader of Region 6, our Reverend Nino, Carlo Nino Bartolo. Thank you so much. I would like to greet our Heavenly Parent and True Parents. Good morning, our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. To all our beloved blessed families, our leaders, Chongo families, and brothers and sisters. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Yeah, thank you so much for again joining our morning devotion today. We are starting fifth 40 days national morning devotion today. Today is our first day. I would like to appreciate Region 6 for hosting today's morning devotion, especially also the family of the Gimay family. Yeah, I'm really inspired with the sharing of our brother Hanjin, and then also with the wonderful song rendered to us by Sister Hannah. Hannah was the one who inspired Hanjin to join YLT. Hannah joined YLT after the IYA in Iloilo. The time, yeah, and then she joined from there, and she also went to many countries. She went to India, and then yeah, and I think because of that, so Hanjin could join YLT. So thank you so much to their parents who really are investing so much also to have their children really learn and understand more deeply our beloved true parents through the course that they are going through. So really today we are really inspired. Maraming salamat po. So this morning I would like to share with you I would like to continue with the topic yesterday. So yesterday I shared this topic, the path to true love and peace. I would like to continue with this topic. So let us continue to study through parents' words. Father said, you must go through a process of recreation. Restoration is recreation, but salvation is repair. A sick person needs to be cured. That is salvation. Recreation and restoration by indemnity are required due to the fall. You cannot be saved as you are. You must go through a process of recreation. So this is very clear that true parents have taught us. It's not enough to go through, or through the salvation only. Father is explaining here that restoration, this course that we are going through, this is a process of recreation. But salvation is only repairing something that is, broken. This is salvation. So like a sick person needs to be cured. So that is salvation. That person that got sick, so in order for him to be cured, the process is just salvation. But recreation and restoration by indemnity are required due to the fall. So we cannot be saved as we are. So that's why all of us needs to go through a process of recreation. Kaya this is really important to understand deeply. Kaya, Christian people, they are saying, just receive Jesus in your heart, then already you will be saved, right? So, but true parents have taught us it will not just, until there. We have to recreate ourselves. We have to really, because of the fall. So we have to correct something. We have to go through this process of restoration through indemnity to recover our original position. It's not only, by faith or receiving Jesus in our heart, already we can be saved. So true parents have taught us very clearly that we have to recreate ourselves. Right? So because of the fall. So we have to do something, we have to pay indemnity. And then we have to completely, be engrafted to the original lineage. We have to eliminate the lineage of Satan that is in us. So this course or this process is process of recreation. So we have to go through. So it's very clear. That's why may step by step na pinagdadaanan tayo. Right? And then also in accordance to how God created human beings. Perfection of individual, family, these three great blessings. So we cannot start actually this course if we cannot change our blood lineage. Actually, that is the original course, right? That we have to go through. That's why true parents have taught us very clearly how can human beings go back to its original position and then complete the purpose of creation. This process is the process of recreation. So it is very clear that true parents have taught us not only salvation, that not only by faith, not only receiving Jesus or receiving true parents in our heart. This is very clear for all of us. Father said, therefore, you must absolutely trust true parents. Therefore, you must absolutely trust true parents. In the course of understanding God, I did not rely on my own thought. I examined closely the fundamental principles, which must begin with the motive of true love. Because I understood true love, I investigated everything. True love proceeds along a direct path. So, how can we live such a life? Sabi ni Father dito, you have to really absolutely trust true parents. We have to absolutely trust them. So, as fallen human beings, sometimes we have our own mind, we doubt easily, we tend to, look at situation based on our individual thinking. That's why Father said here, in the course of understanding God, I did not rely on my own thoughts. Sometimes even me, is this God's, really wanted, really many things also still I need to, develop and improve within myself. How can we really receive God's wisdom? That not only our own thinking, right? So that's why Father is saying here, in the course of understanding God, I did not rely on my own thought. So we cannot really rely on our own thought. We have to absolutely trust our true parents. So Father said, I examined closely the fundamental principles, which must begin with the motive of true love. So we have to examine, clearly, and then where it should begin. It should begin through a motive of true love. Really living for denying oneself. True love is denying oneself, not your own thinking, not my own, idea. So we have to examine well, but denying oneself. This is the starting point. Denying your own thought, denying your own idea, what is in your mind, but how to absolutely see God wanted, God desired. So Father said, because I understood true love, I investigated everything. True love proceeds along a direct path. So how can we become such a person? All of us, even I myself, how to, lead people well, not on my own, on my own thought. That's why, still I realize it's still a lot of things I need to, also do and improve, still very far. And so that's why I'm praying, how can God, rely on us? Still a lot of things we have to really improve. How can we, be used completely by Heavenly Parent as God's instrument? So we are not, in this position where we are for ourselves, but for Heavenly Parent. That's why, how can we, lead our life completely in accordance to Heavenly Parent's desire? So this is also, I'm reflecting a lot. How can I, not my own thinking. Sometimes, my own thinking comes like this. How can I absolutely, trust Heavenly Parent's way? How can I absolutely trust true parents' way and absolutely trust true parents, our true mother, right? Through true mother's representative, our regional president in Asia Pacific, President Masa Ichihori, continuously is guiding us. Actually, I'm really, really grateful with his guidance. Continuously, we have many meetings in different, he's continuously guiding us, and I can see sometimes it's my mind, only. So how can I really connect to God's desire, God's mind? So through him, he's really helping and guiding us so much. Really, I'm really grateful. So how can we live such a life? Really only relying with Heavenly Parent and true parents. And then, of course, we need to examine clearly and then receive God's wisdom. This is really important as God's chosen people. Aju, as we are living in this fallen world, we have to be, very sensitive. Is this coming only from my own desire, right? Or is this really God wanted? So we have to really be very keen how to see. Aju, but everything starts with the motive of true love. This is the most important point. If you start to think beyond yourself, then you can have the right decision, right? If you really deny your own self, Aju, then God can work. Father said, I have gone through such agonizing path. You do not know how much I struggled in order to find this principle. I have gone through such an agonizing path. I soaked my thick cotton-padded winter trousers with my tears. To save human beings as my children, I must go on, even while tearing off my skin, ripping off my flesh, chipping my bones, and extracting my bone marrow. Because I understand the heart of God, I am merciless with myself. I should not let the blood lineage of Satan remain. I must completely deny myself. Really, we can really learn from our true parents. Father said, we cannot, imagine how much, Father have gone through this agonizing path. Father is, he's mentioning here, I soak my thick cotton-padded winter trousers with my tears. And then, to save human beings as my children, I must go on even while tearing off my skin, ripping off my flesh, chipping my bones, and extracting my bone marrow. Because I understand the heart of God, I am merciless with myself. I should not let the blood lineage of Satan remain. I must completely deny myself. So, reading this and realizing that also we are going the same path with true parents. Can we live comfortable life as people who are working to save humanity? We cannot live comfortable life, right? Even now, we are already blessed. We have our children. Still, until the day that all humanity can be saved, how can we live comfortable life? How can we just enjoy with our spouse? How can we just enjoy with our children? The same with other people are doing in their life. They just enjoying, party there, party here. How can we live such a life, right? So still, As we, as true mothers now, leading the way here in the physical world. True mother is not living comfortable life. How can we live comfortable life? As blessed families, as Chonbo families, as brothers and sisters who knows true parents. Father said, because I understand the heart of God, I am merciless with myself. So, especially before the blessing, Father said, I should not let the blood lineage of Satan remain. I must completely deny myself. Without the blessing, is still, even how much we are following true parents, how much we are doing our best, is still in our blood, in our veins, is still blood lineage of Satan is flowing. That's why we have to have the heart of, urgent, emergency. I have to receive the blessing. I have to receive the blessing. So our brothers and sisters, right? In the past, our elders, our leaders, how much they have gone through, without complaint, going through the course, thinking, actually even some, they're not really thinking before. What they wanted is to support true parents build kingdom of heaven. They stopped from studying. That's why we could have now this kind of foundation, right? Then the leader will be the one who will going to tell them, now you are ready to receive the blessing. But now already we are standing in different era because of the foundations that was laid. Actually, it's now up to us. If you are ready to receive the blessing, you can say some brothers and sisters, they're saying they're not ready yet to receive the blessing. Already how many years also in our movement, but still they're not ready. So what are the reason that they are not ready? Father is saying here, I should not let the blood lineage of Satan remain. I must completely deny myself. So completely deny, training oneself and then prepare to receive the blessing, because this is the only way to eliminate Satan's blood lineage in us. Even how much we have done in the providence, how much we have, accomplished in the providence, if we cannot receive the blessing continuously, blood lineage of Satan will continue to flow in our vein. We cannot say that God is my father, heavenly parent is my parent, true parents are my parents, unless we eliminated Satan's blood lineage. So we have to deny oneself. We deny continuously. We train oneself. We cannot, let our body become the leader, and we will just follow our physical body, especially until we receive the blessing. We cannot let, sabi ni Father dito, I am merciless with myself. I cannot let my body to just sleep whenever my body wants. I cannot let my body eat whenever my body wants. I cannot let my body have sex when it wants to have sex, right? So Father said, I am merciless with my body, with myself. Especially, for us then, mga first generation, especially before the blessing. That's why this course of training, this is the time. We shouldn't let our body win over our original mind. That's why kailangan natin ng training. Kaya kailangan natin i-deny ang sarili natin. Sabi ni Father, I should not let the blood lineage of Satan remain. That's why this is really important point. As long as we receive the blessing, is still how much we try to become God's son, God's daughter. We can never become one. Why? That lineage of Satan is flowing in our veins. That's why this is really important. That's why while we are preparing for the blessing, we have to train well ourselves. We shouldn't let our body become the subject. We have to dominate our body. This is a really, really important point for us to understand. Kaya nga kahit actually after the blessing, hindi naman madali, even after the blessing. But if you cannot make such a habit before the blessing, do you think you can easily do after the blessing? Cannot. That's impossible. That's impossible to do it after the blessing. You start your own family. You tend to think of, more comfortable settling down. If you didn't train yourself before the blessing, more difficulty you are going to experience when you start your own family. This is true. This is not just a theory. This is based on our experience. That's why when we are sharing now, these are experience that our elders, our leaders that we have gone through. That's why Father said he not allow, he became merciless to his physical body. Actually, even Father na wala ngang original sin si Father, right? But still, tayo pa kaya na fallen human beings that we need to receive the blessing in order. That's why the preparation before the blessing, that is very crucial. That's the most important. That will going to determine what kind of life you will going to have later on. That's why this is really important for our young people. Today, our brother Hanjin was sharing. This is very connected to this. Right? So this is very, very important. Yeah, even our second generation, wala na nga actually yan silang original sin. But still, they need to go through certain level. Make a habit, right? Heavenly habit, we need to make this. Kasi kung ano yung ginagisnan natin na pamumuhay, pag mag-asawa tayo, the same, we're going to carry, we're going to practice. Lalong-lalo na po tayo sa atin mga first generation. That's why we shouldn't let, right? We have to be merciless din sa ating body certain period of time. We have to really train yung body natin. Otherwise, later on, our life will be very, very challenging, very, very difficult when we start our own family without going through certain level of training in our life. That's why we have to really understand this, especially as first generation. Especially as first generation. But of course, lahat tayo, we have to go through, control our physical body because we are living in this kind of environment that is materialistic environment. Only focus with the flesh, right? Only focus with the flesh. This kind of environment we are living in, and then very strong influence. Very strong influence. When we go to school, when we go to our working place, you know, what people are doing. Completely opposite from what true parents is teaching us. That's why it's not easy without a strong mind, without a strong training, you know, without a strong, you know, talagang firm stand, very easy to sway. That's why we have to have this strong stand. Aju, really, true parents is really sharing us and teaching us what we have to do in our life so that we can all be victorious. We can be completely be recreated and truly move forward to fulfill our purpose. Really become true sons and daughters of Heavenly Parent. Become, you know, perfect man and woman. Become Chonbo families who can really complete the 4 great realms of heart and ultimately complete the 3 great blessings. Aju, that's why kailangan talaga nating mag-go through certain, you know, course sa buhay natin. Even though we are advanced na ngayon, until the very day that all humanity can be restored, we cannot live comfortable life. Still, we have to go through, push more. Like our true mother now doing, showing us the way. Father said, the person who continues on this path will succeed. So love is mysterious and endless because it has no end. If you follow it continuously, you arrive at its true original place. The person who continues on this path will succeed. With that as one's motive, one can continue for hundreds, even millions of years. No matter how much you invest, you never become tired of it. So Father said, the person who continues on this path will succeed. So most important is we just need to continue. There are difficulties, yes, there are a lot, but just need to continue. Never give up, right? So love is mysterious and endless, Father said, because it has no end. If you follow it continuously, you arrive at its true original place. So anyone who follows this path will surely succeed for thousands, hundreds, millions of years. So once we succeeded here, continuously, our generations, yung mga susunod po sa atin, kahit gano'ng kahirap ngayon, di ba tayo po mga magulang, we are willing to sacrifice for our children, our descendants. Our true parents are standing in the position, you know, of the parent of all humanity. That's why they are willing to give everything. Tayo rin po, the minimum in the tribe, we have to sacrifice, live for the sake of our tribe. Aju, that's why if we just continue, surely we will succeed. Father said, a loving heart is always young. That's how I am. Throughout my life, I never slept the regular hours that others do. I did not have regular meals like others. I did not live comfortably like others. I am living an incredible busy life, but I am not tired. A loving heart is always young. The mind does not age. The more hardship I suffer in my lifetime based on love, the more explosive is my power. Seen that way, it is only logical that God is the youngest, most handsome person, and next to him will be Father. Really amazing. Father said, a loving heart is always young. So how can we really, have a loving heart? When I'm reading this, Father was sharing here, also I feel guilty, sometimes also I sleep long hours sometimes, right? Father said here, throughout my life, I never slept the regular hours that others do. I did not have regular meals like others. I did not live comfortably like others. That's why when I'm reading this, also I feel, something in my heart. How can I, cope up with the standard of our true parents. Still very, very far. Even, I myself, there are really times, become very tired also, and then you sleep very long also hours. You sleep early. Sometimes, so when I'm reading this, really, how can we, cope up? This is in my heart. How can I, sacrifice and work harder more? When I think about our true parents, sacrifices, all their investment for this foundation to come now, for all of us to live this kind of life, for all of us to live, to receive this kind of blessing that we are enjoying now. We can have our wonderful families now, but thinking about this, the sacrifices of true parents, this family that they have given us, this is not only for us, but we have to use our family to help more our true parents, right? So Father said, I am living an incredibly busy life, but I am not tired. A loving heart is always young. The mind does not age. So the more hardship I suffer in my lifetime based on love, the more explosive my power. This is amazing, Father said. The more hardship I suffer in my lifetime based on love, the more explosive is my power. So the more, hardship and, difficulties we have gone through. Actually, when I joined our movement, because I graduated already, when I realized the time, I should have joined while I'm young, because my uncle is already actually inviting me before. That time, I'm still high school. I think 3rd year or 4th year already. My uncle is bringing me to center that time. The first center I visited was in Cabanatuan Center during the old Panpadoon, yung made of Nipahat. At that time, 1990, I think 1998 or 1999 yun siya. But, I never joined that time yet. I'm following my older brother who is, trying to enjoy life. He studied in Baguio City. Also, but that time, I determined to join after my graduation. But actually, when I joined, I realized I should have joined earlier so that I can have more experiences. If maybe I could have CARP in my school that time. There's CARP that time. I couldn't meet them in UB. So I could have more experiences if I joined earlier. Right? I joined, I'm already 21 years old. But Father is saying, the more hardship I suffer in my lifetime. That's why I realized our elders, sometimes we envy actually our elders who have joined, already long time, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years in our movement. They have, their amazing experiences that they could have, right? And then Father said, the more hardships nung time na yon, ngayon hindi na natin na-experience yung hardship na na-experience nila before. Kasi nga, ngayon ang foundation na meron tayo is already amazing. Wala na yung mga persecution na pinagdaanan nila dati. Kaya sabi ni Father dito, the more hardship, I suffer in my lifetime based on love, the more explosive my power, the more we gain much power with the more hardship. Kaya nga, really, these are the jewels of life. Kaya nga yung difficulties na napagdaanan natin, hardship, these are more precious than diamond. These are more precious than diamond, right? And then because of this, it gives you, more strength and power to continue and bring tremendous glory and victory for heavenly parents and true parents. That's why really amazing. Kaya nga, sabi ni Father, kapag simple ang life natin, comfortable, tayo dapat ang maghanap ng challenge, ng difficulty. Kaya nga ngayon, for us, lalo na mga young members who just joined, what we can just do now is to inherit from them. But at least somehow, certain, level, we have to experience still, right? That's why really, through this, we can really develop our heart. Sabi ni Father dito, once we develop, a heart of love, then we can always be young. Sabi ni Father dito, in that way, it is only logical that God is the youngest. Because God is the one loving all humanity. And then most handsome person is our heavenly parent. And next to him is our true father, our true mother, our true parents. They're the youngest. That's why the more we continue to live for others, sacrifice for others, we develop our heart of love. And then we remain young. We can see our leaders. Already they are old in age, by age, but you can see them, they're very young in their face, in their physical appearance. Why? Because of their continuous practice of living for others, our elders, or continuously sacrificing, living for others. This is really true, amazing, right? So God is the youngest. And then our true parents. And then our elders who have been living continuously until now, sacrificing for others. That's why this is really the key. Many people are, drinking a lot of vitamins, medicine to keep young, right? To remain young, to look young all the time. But what is the secret? If we develop and really created a heart of love beyond oneself, beyond the family, really living for others, we remain young. Even our age is, we are aging. We remain young. Aju? Aju. That's why we have to be grateful for all the hardships and difficulties. And then we have to continue to do more. Aju? Father said, it is because love is more than life. In Danbury, I did not forget the way of love for even 1 minute. No matter how difficult my situation, I desired the path of greatest love. Just as our ancestors of faith did, and just as Jesus was ready to die, I am doing the same at the risk of my life. It is because love is more than life. Life begins from love. Therefore, finding the way of love takes more than investing one's life. Without investing more than your life, you cannot find the way of true love. Well, this is really, really important point. 2 days ago, they commemorated the 37 years of True Father's, imprisonment in Danbury. And then even, until this time, justice is not served. Actually, why many times fathers talking about Danbury? Actually, really, that experience in Danbury really changed, America. Really laid so much foundation in America, especially. Right, so last 2 days ago in America, they commemorated that 37 years of True Father's, imprisonment in Danbury prison. And then many speeches of Father, he talks about, Danbury prison. And then that time, Father was already 65 years old. Can you imagine? Father was in prison, 65 years old, and then washing plate, cleaning the toilet, Can you imagine? That's why with the story nga sa Danbury, how much Father changed, the perspective, and then how the prisoners treat Father, right? So that really changed, America. And then the religious leaders started to, stand up. Now we have this great foundation in America now. So Father, that's why always, sabi ni Father, I did not forget the way of love for even 1 minute in Danbury prison. No matter how difficult my situation, I desired the path of greatest love. So how can we really become like our true parents, right? This is all our heart's desire. This is our desire. How can we really become such a person like our true parents? Father said, just as our ancestors of faith did, and just as Jesus was ready to die, I am doing the same at the risk of my life. It is because love is more than life. Really, love is more than life, sabi ni Father dito. Therefore, finding the way of love takes more than investing one's life. Without investing more than your life, you cannot find the way of true love. So, how to find the way of true love? It is if we invest, really even giving more than our life. Kaya nga laging sinasabi po ni True Mother, Mother said, you have to put your life on the line. Without reaching this level of faith, we cannot find true love. Kapag kon lang po tayo, go with the flow, kung saan ang kailangan gawin, doon lang tayo, sama-sama lang tayo, never we can find the way of true love. So the only way is if we put our life on the line. You have to forget yourself. If I die, then I die. This kind of determination is needed, especially now. That's why sometimes, we don't know when we will go to the spiritual world. Sometimes we have experience, that like you are about to go to the spiritual world. But what's most important? What are you doing? Right? Really thinking of, even I sacrifice my life for the sake of my children, my next generation, for the sake of, our nation, for the sake of the world. Without reaching this point of faith, we cannot find the way of true love. That's why tayo po ngayon talagang all of us needs to go to life and death. We have to put really our life on the line. Restoring our nation, it will never happen if we, the members of Heavenly Parents Holy Community, blessed families, Chango families, will not going to put our life on the line. This nation will not get restored. Actually, yesterday with the guidance of President Hori to us, he was sharing about the Philippines as a second daughter nation. But sabi niya ngayon, Philippines needs to step up. Sabi niya, Philippines now to start to think of becoming like second mother. Japan now is getting old. They're becoming, marami na doon grandfather, grandmother. So Philippines now, actually Heavenly Fortune now comes to, Pacific region. Right? Southeast Asia. Kaya really now, sabi niya, we need to think now. So meeting mother, when they become mother, not only, receiving support and asking, but now we need to start to think how to give. How to give. Now we need to step up to the position of becoming mother. Kaya nga ngayon po tayo, we are of course going through a lot of challenges and difficulties, but these are opportunities now for us to think higher, and stand on our own. And then later on, not only for our country, but how can we help other nations? And then how can we stand to the position of becoming a mother that is willing to give and give and give continuously? Aju, this is really, really important. So Father said, I chose the way of love even when it meant going the way of death. So I chose the way of love even when it meant going the way of death. This is absolute. I live like this. I put this kind of content into practice. So for 40 years, despite all kinds of persecution and humiliation, I did not desert this way. Even when facing certain death, I understood the absolute treasure of true love. Since I live like this, I have become famous globally. I was not motivated by glory or success. But since I survived even in the places where others said I would perish, a worldwide foundation was successfully completed even without my noticing it. So that's why Father said, I chose the way of love even when it meant going the way of death. Really, this is absolute, Father said. I put this kind of content into practice. So that's why really, Father said, I was not motivated by glory or success even without noticing it. Just Father continuously investing everything. And then, without noticing it, already established a worldwide foundation successfully. Really amazing, our true parents. So we really need to follow such a course, such a path, and really have to the same kind of heart, our true parents. Aju? So Father said, if you follow us, you can go on the fastest way to a peaceful world. So religion and politics are not separate endeavors. A peaceful world cannot be realized when religion and politics are divided. So the peaceful world is one. The ideal world is not divided. Because it is one, we should gather and move in one direction. There is no one besides true parents who can gather the representatives of the religions and nations of the world as one. Therefore, if you follow us, you can go on the fastest way to a peaceful world. We are now looking forward to the new ideal world, a unified world. No one else understands the path that can bring the communist world and the democratic world together into an ideal world of oneness. This was given in 1992. Now, with the work of our true mother now on earth, already everything is happening. Really, Father said, if we will just follow true parents, then this is the fastest way to peaceful world. That's why if all leaders of the world, from the politics, in all walks of life, in all aspects, if everybody follow true parents. Kaya ito po yung pinaka-mission natin, how to introduce true parents to all people, all leaders. Even the political leaders, Mother said, we have to guide them to follow true parents, follow God's will. This is the fastest way to building peaceful world. Aju, kaya nga ngayon, even communists who can unite, lahat ng religious leaders, politics, only true parents are bringing them together. No one on earth, no one in history. Right? Ngayon, now even in our country now, we are working now. Can you imagine itong program po natin ngayon with NYC, educating now the youth about the communism. Actually, this is now the thing that Father is talking about. Everything is happening now. We are now living in this world. So we just need to move forward continuously, unite completely with our true mother, work together as one, and really have the mind of willing to sacrifice more even before. With this kind of heart and mind and dedication, we can truly realize a peaceful, ideal world. Aju, so today we could learn from our true parents again. So how can we really, go through this path of true love, willing to sacrifice even our life as people who are chosen by heaven. Aju, so we have this greatest blessing. That's why we have to bring victory no matter what. As people will be remembering all of us. Aju, so let's really do our best to really support more our beloved true mother and really realize heavenly parents and true parents' dream. Aju, so let's really appreciate once again our heavenly parents and true parents. Thank you so much, heavenly parents and true parents, for this amazing grace again we received. Thank you, all our leaders, blessed central families, and brothers and sisters. Let's really have a great day today. Thank you so much.
Wow, once again, a round of virtual applause to our Reverend Leo Angelo Halog. Thank you so much po. national leader, for that wonderful and amazing, again, message this morning. A path to true love and peace. Yes, thank you so much. Once again, we are being reminded. And now for reflections. May I introduce to you one of our applicants to be Chonbo couple, Chonbo family in our region. To give her reflection, let's give a virtual applause to Mrs. Felma Salido. A round of applause, please.
Hello. Hello. Naririnig niyo ako? Good morning.
Good morning, ate.
Okay na?
Okay po.
Good morning, our leaders, precious brothers and sisters. Good morning. My reflection is, actually, I just want to say my past experience in witnessing before, when I met the movement, my heart in my mind always remind about two parents. And then I did not experience full time, but in my heart, I found all the questions in my life, and my faith really answer all my what exists in my mind na question. And then, and thanks to all the leaders who continuously to educate us before in Hong Kong and as well as here today. It's a very great opportunity na mayroon tayong hondokin na ganito to add more, to understand more about true parents' will and our responsibility. So before even I'm a new one, I tried to my best to witness and Hong Kong. And then even when I was already start a family and continuously little by little, and then one time I experienced during the time that my eldest child naghahatid sa school kasi nursery pa na siya. Tapos pasensya na mas madali yung aking daw medyo nahirapan ko sang So during the time, mostly mga mothers, may mga grupo-grupo. Tapos I try my best na start witnessing, and then suddenly hindi ko alam na yung binwitnessan ko na isa is wife of a pastor. So yung wife na yon, hindi ko alam na nag-pioneer na sila pala sa Saudi kasi they are from nag-work sila ng Saudi, overseas sila. And then one time I witnessed my co-mothers, and then actually and during the time I was really inspired to the words of true parents, and my burning spirit is continuously longing to share the blessing. And then while I sharing and witnessing, the pastor came and accused me. He said that you are antichrist, you are monist. What? So during that time, I feel so not ashamed because I'm accusing, but I feel more deep in pain because they don't know what true parents give us the blessing, because they are the salvation of mankind. I cannot just control myself to cry and cry and cry. 3 days I cry with that because of my lack of knowledge to share more about your parents. So I pray that for that man, for that pastor, that I know that when you accuse true father, spirit will know what true parents went through in order to give the blessing. So what I cried for is for that person. I cried so much. Then what makes me uh, control myself is because during the time I was pregnant with the 6 months, my youngest, and then that's why my youngest daughter is maybe. So during the time, I cannot control my heart to shedding tears because of this, and then little by little until now, when I remember that pastor, uh, I really pity on her because after 3 days that he persecute me in front of my uh, comadres in the school, uh, I feel I'm not ashamed because I know the truth, I know the principle. But sadly, that pastor, her mother, after 3 days, I pray for her protection because her mother went to uh, hospital and died, and then her wife was getting sick, and then her only son also getting sick. And from then, I prayed for. I don't know what happening because they are from very far away from Bacolod. So for us as a member, whatsoever encounters that we have in our life of faith, we need to move forward. We need to share the blessing because it is our responsibility. We need to truly do our best, especially now that the providence is spirit world is also helping us. So we need to move forward. We need to uh, reach our call, no matter what. And that is why I tried in my everyday life. Even I cannot. Sometimes I cannot yet, but when you see gadget, we need to witness in our relatives who are far away from us that they can also know the blessing. And my longing heart is also wanted to uh, go to La Union to share, to bless my family because I did not yet start there. So I hope in the coming days we I can be when COVID is getting mas maganda na ang sitwasyon. So my inspiration to Sir Leo is to prepare the people. It's really not so easy. We need really more Jongsong. Jongsong can only move them, and it's our responsibility to share that blessing to and align to our to mother goal, and it's also awareness in dreams. So that's all my reflection. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you so much to our ever persevere and ever challenge Salido family and Ate Filma Salido for that wonderful reflection. They are now doing their best to complete and to be qualified as a Chunbo, no? Chunbo family. So thank you so much for that wonderful reflection. And may I request if you have reflection from the audience, from our attendants here in the Zoom, meron po, just raise your hand before we go to our closing prayer. I think wala po. So, okay, so maybe I can share short lang reflection if you may, no? I will share my reflection from this morning. The path to true love and peace. Okay lang po, no? May time pa po tayo. Short lang. I just want to share my reflection for this morning message, no, by our two parents, to our national leader, the path to true love and peace. Yesterday, it was my father, no, my physical father, 63rd birthday, no, and really cannot forget his teaching of me. Mm. Since 2014, there is a blessing. There is just one sentence that I could not forget from him. He told me that uh, I should just trust through parents. Really wonderful words coming from him, even though they are not yet educated. He told me that I must absolutely trust through parents and do my mission. And if I get tired here in my mission, just go back in my hometown and they will just embrace me with wide open arms. So really that wonderful sentence that my father had engraved in my mind until today. So I'm now 37-year-old and I met this movement when I was 20. So my parents, no, educated me at least 20 years, no, and after that 17 years I was educated by our two parents principal. That's why very important to me also that I still should learn process of recreation in myself, no, educating myself. So just continuous education, no. Just recently I was blessed and standing as a mother, my future wife was been my educator once again, no. Educated as standing as a mother position, and we are now preparing for marriage. That's why really life now is for every day is education. That's why we could not. I also could reflect that the most important education that I received in my whole life is when I met the movement, when I joined the movement and received the education of two parents. So that's all. Thank you so much. Palakpak naman po dyan. Okay. So, wala na pong mag-reflect. For our closing prayer, may request our family member, Mrs. Ditas Kitty.
Yes. Hello. This close our morning devotion. Our most loving heavenly parents and our big parents, two parents, we are so much grateful to receive your grace, your inspiration, most especially the words that may able to help us in order for us to continuously develop ourselves and also how we can able to live our life centering to our heavenly parents and true parents. With all my brothers and sisters here who are listening and may we can be able to invest our heart and truly remove this pain so that we can continuously do our effort and love, most especially those unlovable, and most especially the heart of loving is very important so that we could be able to be at peace and we could be able to nurture ourselves. We should not let our conscience lift us and be able to nurture the loving heart which is our true parents wants us to establish, especially in our individual family, in our society, and also in our nations, and also all throughout the world. May that heavenly parents and true parents could bless us and guide us through the journey that we are facing right now, despite the pandemic and the obstacles and all the crises that we are facing right now. Please keep us to be more stronger and more determined and clear in our faith and our determination, heavenly parents. We thank you so much. We offer to you our best, our gratitude, our sincerity, and our love so that we can be able to be worthy as your sons and daughters. We thank you so much, Heavenly Parents, for keeping us safe and for keeping us your embodiments, Heavenly Parents. Thank you so much for everything, for all the guidance and protections, and for keep loving us, Heavenly Parents. We thank you so much for everything with all my brothers and sisters here. I want to offer this prayer with sincerity and gratitude. In my name, Detes and Pattison, Central Blessed Family, Aju.
Ju. Thank you so much, Ati Titas. So now for the announcement. My request, Ma'am Yed, any staff from HQ. Okay. Wala po tayong announcement. Thank you so much. So let's have our brothers and sisters, let's have our innocent prayer. Ju. Ju. Okay, so once again, thank you so much everyone for joining our morning devotion. Let's give our round of applause to our heavenly parents and true parents, and to our national leader, Reverend Leo Angelo Halog. See you everyone. Thank you so much. See you tomorrow. Good morning po sa lahat. God bless.
Ohayo!
Meron pa po kami.
Paninot.
Okay.
Ay, nakausap sila nito.
Kuya, Philippine Honbokyo kayo ng morning service. Morning. Morning, Leo. I am traveling with Japanese second gen and first gen to Kurumi City with for demonstration today, Family Festival.
Thank you, family.
National leaders during the morning service. Ohayo gozaimasu. Good morning.
Everyone.
I'm traveling with Japan second gen, first gen, Japan.
Ganyan